Today I'm going to do a quick short video on rosemary potatoes. This is one of my favorite ways to eat potatoes, and instead of doing a long drawn out video about a bunch of craziness, I just wanted to do a quick one. Boom, here's how you make rosemary potatoes. This shit goes with anything. You can have them with breakfast, with eggs, with hollandaise or béarnaise sauce or any of those derivatives. It's great on these potatoes. You can put it with a steak. You could probably put it on some type of salad. Although I like them better hot. But when they're around here on the stove for 2 days after I cook them, we're just constantly running around eating them cold anyway. So without further ado, let me get rolling into this video. So here are our main ingredients. Here we have potatoes. I tried to cut them the same size generally. I mean, not all of them, they're not all perfectly the same size. I try and get them all uniform size. We got some sprigs of rosemary. We have garlic. You could put double or triple that garlic. I'm just too lazy to peel and chop more. And some butter. Now we obviously always use salt and pepper. Okay, right here is our boiling pot of water. I put a generous amount of salt in there. Potatoes, in my opinion, need extra salt and pepper. And we don't want to just throw a bunch of salt in at the end. We want to build the flavor. Salt raises the boiling point of water just a little bit, which helps more in green vegetables to help keep them green. It doesn't really help with potatoes that much. I think having the water, 1 degree higher, but we're salting the water. We always salt the water. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just blanch these. Now, when you buy French fries at a restaurant, they didn't just throw the potato right in the fryer. You have to blanch them or par cook them. In a lot of restaurants, they do it in the grease. When they do it in the grease, instead of the 450 that the fryer is normally at, it's gonna be more like 250. It's at a lower temperature. Also, you can boil the potatoes. When you boil the potatoes, you're gonna see that the water at the end of all this is very cloudy and full of starch. So you need to par cook the potatoes before you really cook them. It pulls out some starch and it makes it so the outside gets crispy. So that's what we're doing here basically. We're gonna par cook the potatoes. You want them until they just start to turn soft. You don't want them falling apart because we still have to saute them. This isn't a real critical part because you can always cook it longer in the pan. But you want it, I'll show you a knife test after they're done cooking. Right now I'm gonna chop the garlic and the rosemary. You could also have 3 times the amount of this rosemary as well. I don't think you can have too much garlic or rosemary in this preparation of the potato. It can be rustic. It doesn't have to be anything super soigné or super fine, Just fucking rosemary potatoes make it fun. Okay, so literally, I just started this when the potatoes went in the water, so I'm gonna check the potatoes now. See that? The potato's pretty soft. Still a little crunch in the skin. But that's gonna be about it. I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes and skim them out. Okay, now's the fun part. We actually get to cook something. I guess the blanching is cooking, but we're not chopping. We're not doing anything of that. So I'm gonna get my biggest cast irons. Come out now. Normally I'd like for these to cool. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to get on with the day. You can cook them like this. In most restaurants they cook them and then they put them in the refrigerator, like a big bucket of potatoes like this, and you could just cook them to order. Then you continue to cook. If you want to cook these for Thanksgiving, you do this the day before, put it in the refrigerator, have all your ingredients, and then just right at the last second you fire everything up and it tastes better and it's all nice and fresh, but you didn't have to do the whole work in one day. So anyway, we're gonna fire this up. Now I'm gonna start off, this is just olive oil from Costco. I'm gonna start off with olive oil. I like a decent amount, so it's pan fried potatoes. Like you need enough grease in there to fry the potato. So, just to give you a rundown, I'm going to do the potatoes first and get them nice and crispy. After the potatoes have a pretty nice crisp on them, then I throw in the garlic. I don't want to throw in the garlic now because by the time the potatoes are crispy, the garlic's hard little black chunks of rat shit or something, you know? I hate that when you get a dish and somebody's burnt the shit out of the garlic. So we're gonna super fry the potatoes. When they're almost done, we throw in the garlic just to get some flavor, get it nice and brown and get it toasted, not burnt. Then we throw in the rosemary and we finish off with butter. I'm gonna add butter periodically, but the butter, the smoking point is way too low. So I cook them kind of with an olive oil butter mixture, and then we finish with the butter. They're gonna love you. Well, I've said that the potato size isn't that important. I've said the blanching isn't that important. The one thing that's important is get the pan screaming fucking hot before you put anything in it. That's with anything you saute. Wait until this pan is hot. So that's what we're doing. I can tell by the way the oil looks in the pan and it runs down and it runs down. I see it's like kind of wavy. I'm also gonna wait till I see a little smoke come off it, especially with potatoes. Potatoes can handle it. You can also just throw one in. See, you don't hear any sizzle. That ain't nowhere near. I grab a big one, you put it in there. At that you can see it. But it's sizzling, I mean, it's sauteing. So we're gonna rock this out. Oh, you hear it. Rock it. You could put a little shallot or onion in this as well. Today we're just doing garlic and rosemary. Anytime that you saute anything, even if you don't saute it, if you take a vegetable and put it in a bowl and you put salt on it, that salt brings out the water. If you put one cucumber in a bowl with no salt and one cucumber in a bowl and you salt the shit out of it, the one where you salted it is going to have a lot of water in the bottom of the bowl. With potatoes, I like extra salt and pepper, but we're going to add the pepper. We already boiled it with some salt. I don't want to bring it out quite yet. I want to get a little of the crispiness before I go salting and putting water in the pan. That's counterintuitive to sauteing and getting things crispy. But the pepper can definitely come now. As I said, I'll periodically add little bits of butter. So I'm not going to flip the potatoes until, they are crispy, crunchy on the bottom. I want to start with a nice, crispy layer on those first flip before I do anything. You can come in, you can kind of pull it up on the bottom and look. Yeah, ain't shit happening. See the crispiness? Like there's the regular side, there's the side that was in the pan. This one you can't really see, but it's, it's brown there. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. Gonna go ahead and just a touch more pepper. Start adding some salt now. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the garlic in. Now, when I first threw the garlic in, so we had one really good, one nice side that got super seared. So I'm going to throw this garlic on top of these potatoes. So first off, the garlic's going to start cooking. We're not throwing it directly in the oil. Like I said, I don't want to burn the garlic here. We want everybody to have a good, pleasant garlic experience. I'm moving the grease around in the pan. Maybe the stove's uneven and all the oil goes to one side, you know. Some parts of the pan are hotter, move the grease around a little bit. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit now because we got the garlic in the pan. It's not enough rosemary. But I've been having trouble growing rosemary. I finally got a plant that's going good, and I don't want to dog the shit out of the plant because I don't have enough of rosemary explosion when I taste my potato. So I'm just going to call it good. But for those of you viewing at home, I would suggest more rosemary. Plus, if you go to the store and buy it, they always give you, you have to buy like $5 worth, and usually it goes bad in the refrigerator anyway. Put the whole damn thing in. You can hear them now. They're crispy on the pan. Damn, it smells good. Okay, I like it. We're doing one last blast at full heat. So I'm pretty happy. We're gonna go ahead and pull some out. Okay, I can still hear them sizzling. It's got a lot of crispy going on. Could be more crispy, could be more rosemary, but, so we're putting it on here. Very nice.